This video contains the peer review instructions for completing your peer review online. So first of all, the instructions are also spelled out here in written form in case you need to review them. And before you are able to participate in peer reviews, you need to make sure you have your draft complete according to these instructions. So depending on your group and your class meeting time, your instructions will be different. Your draft needs to be complete before you can continue on in the steps. So if you're not complete, your job is to sit down and finish up, making sure that your draft is complete before you continue on. So the first step here is to visit the peer review list on Classroom. So if you are looking on Classroom, you can pull up the peer review team list document. When you open up that document, it will look like this. You need to go to the page that contains your group. So group A is here on the here on the first page, and group B is here. So make sure you are on the correct class meeting time group. You're going to choose the first available line. So once people start to edit on here, some of these will be filling up. So just pick whichever line is first available. You will put your first and last name and your student email address over here. And then the other people in your group are the people that you will be reviewing and will be reviewing you. So for the most part, it's going to be a group of 3 people. Some of them are a group of 4. Regardless, you will still be doing 2 peer reviews over 2 people's papers. So once you have done that, you need to share your paper with the other people in your group. That's the next step. So you need to go to your draft. So say this is my iSearch draft. Yours will be a little more developed than this. And you want to go up here to the top right and click share. And then just add the email addresses of the people in your group. So I'm going to add my 2 friends here from my group. You also need to add me. So you want to add your instructor too, because I need to be able to see your draft at this stage and also to see the comments that other people may have been leaving you. So your other people in your group, all of them, and then you. And then me, sorry. And then you want to go over here and make sure you're giving them permission to edit in case they'd like to leave comments. And then you'll click send, and that will generate an email to each of the people in your group that they now have access to your paper so that they can complete their peer review. So you'll click send. So once you've completed that, you may have to wait a little bit for other people to join your group, depending on how late to the party you are and everyone else is. So give it a little bit, be checking your emails. Once people have shared their docs with you, you are ready to begin your peer review. So, according to the instructions here, you're going to review 2 classmates' papers. The first peer review you do should be the person right underneath you on the list. So I'm going to look at the list. If I'm person number 1 right here, I'm going to first review person number 2. So I'm going to check and find that person's shared paper with me, right? So it should be shared in my email. Should get an email notification that it's been shared. And then I'm going to go to Classroom and open up peer review number 1. Now these 2 assignments are a little bit different, so make sure you are opening the correct one. I'm going to open peer review number 1. I'm going to right away put my name here and then their name, the person whose paper I'm reviewing here. And then first I'm going to read through their paper, right? You just want to read all the way through for section number 1 to get a feel for what the section is like. Then on this assignment, there are prompts for each section. So there are 4 questions over section number 1, and then 4 questions over section number 2. And then section number 3 is a little bit longer, so there's 5 questions over section number 3. So far, there are no questions over section number 4, but you're welcome to leave, if you have any suggestions over that section, you're welcome to leave them here on the end. So what you'll do is you'll read each question and then offer your feedback here. Make sure your feedback is thorough, specific, based on giving suggestions. So it shouldn't always just be a yes or a no, or like a one phrase thing. It should be a more developed suggestion to the reader. So make it sort of sound more like a little conversation over here. When you are finished with that, you may also, by the way, you may leave comments on their actual doc. So if you're looking at their paper and you notice, like, don't forget to cite this, right, you can leave comments to the side. So you can do that by highlighting the thing you want to leave a comment on, and then you'll see a plus appear over here for add comment. And so you can leave suggestions, just click comment when you're done throughout their paper. So you can also, and you want to also add those, but you do also want to have the assignment filled out thoroughly for them. So the next instruction is to submit your assignment, okay? So you will go on your assignment and submit just like normal. I'll be checking frequently throughout the day to catch those submitted assignments, and what I'll do then is I will share the submitted assignment with the person who wrote the paper. So you're doing your peer review number 1. I will come up here and share it with the person who who wrote the paper, right? So I will make sure that you can see the feedback that you got. So again, you want to be checking your email for when your feedback is finished. You'll see an email that peer review assignment number 1 has been shared with you, and then you'll be able to read through to see your feedback on number 1 and number 2 when it gets to that. So next on the instruction is to complete your second peer review over the next person down on the list. So I've reviewed this one. Next, I'll do peer review number 2 over whoever is in the second down spot. So if you are a group of 4, or if you're at the bottom, your instructions will be a little different. So person number 1, my first peer review will be over 2, my second peer review will be over 3. So we'll just sort of spider down the list here. If you are on the bottom, though, your first person, you'll just jump to the top of the list. So if you're person number 4, you'll first review number 1 and then number 2. If you're person number 3, you're going to start with person number 4 for your first review and then go up to the top for your next one. So if you get to the bottom, just hop to the top for your next person that you're doing the review over. Peer review number 2 looks a little bit different, so let's take a look at that one. It's just a more simplified version. Once you sort of know what you're looking for, I'm releasing a little bit of freedom to you. You'll put your name and their name, and then the questions are just simplified to focus more on your experience of the paper. It's just a little bit less directed. But you still want to include thorough feedback over here for them. So sentences, explanations, ideas, and suggestions should appear over here. Remember, you will be graded on the quality of your feedback as well as having your draft complete. So you want to make sure that you're giving good quality feedback so that they have somewhere to go before they meet with me for conferences. So the instructions are there. Please let me know via email if you have any questions or if you need to meet via Zoom. I can meet via Zoom during the day for some appointments, and I'll also be there for office hours this evening. Let me know if you have any questions, and good luck.